Hey y'all, this is Dr. Deedy B, your elite MD. Winners win, and I am winning. Hey, listen, I am in the stage where I'm just ready to introduce myself, okay? I'm just ready to put myself out there. Why? Because I feel like the more you put yourself out there and you show that things aren't just pretty and perfect, the better you are at helping others become just extraordinary human beings. So, I know you guys are like, virtual magazine? Tita, what you up to? Yes, I am up to this virtual magazine. And when this is one of the videos, that's just going to be my introduction to just let you know, like, your girl out here. Your girl out here. Your girl has been in the cut for quite some time, but it is just time to just put myself out here. So, y'all know I have not been a social media person. If you know me, I have not been on social media, but mainly because the first 50% of my world has been in education. I have been getting educated upon educated upon educated, okay? So y'all, I did not grow up thinking that I was going to become a physician, just nowhere, shape, or form. My homegirl, Chantel Jones, shout out. She says in sixth grade, we was sitting there and I was talking about having a hospital. I do remember that. And I was like, it's going to be Jones and Joseph or whatever. And she said that I mentioned being a doctor then, but I don't remember. But I just truly knew that I was going to be a nurse. And I had this vision in my brain that my grandmother, my mom's mom, was a nurse and that I was going to be just like my grandmother. Never met her because unfortunately she passed away when my mom was young and when I was around 8 or 9 months. So I never got to really know who she was. So I think my imagination just took me a while on how amazing my grandmother was at taking care of other people. So in my heart, I was just like, since I was like 7 or 8, I'm going to be a nurse. And there was a bunch of us in our class that was. Shout out to Maya, shout out to Chantel, like these nurses that's on here. And I know there's more. I think Nika. So there's just all these people that I think we were just like, we're going to be nurses. And it was a great motivating tool, you guys. Like I went through high school knowing I was going to nursing school. I transitioned into being one of those people that went to college while I was in high school. And it really helped me like solidify like that's what I was going to do. But when I was applying for these programs across New Orleans, unfortunately they wasn't like hip to your girl. And then, I'm like, I need to save some money. So I didn't want to go to like these big old universities and build up this bill. And so what I did was I took some time off and worked on a cruise boat. And I'll tell you later how that transformed my world. But on that cruise boat, a couple was like, oh, you got to go further than nursing. You got to become a nurse practitioner. My aunt, shout out to Auntie Vanessa, she also was very encouraging about becoming a nurse practitioner. So in my dream of becoming a nurse, I was like, I'm going to go further than that. So that's what drove me so well. Trying to run out of New Orleans, y'all, I ran all the way till my car couldn't go no more, and I went to Anchorage, Alaska, and that's where I completed my nursing degree. I got a bachelor's in nursing back in 2006, and it's probably one of the best things that I did. My family wound up, meeting me up there after Hurricane Katrina. We'll talk about that too at some point, but it was just a great new beginning. And even when I was up there, I knew that I was going to transition and become a nurse practitioner. However, I'm graduating from nursing school, y'all, and these people sit us down in this round table and they say, listen, up there, y'all, nurse practitioners can write prescriptions. We can have our own office. Like, we can do all of the things, right? And they say, hey, y'all going to have to go back to school to get your doctorate because in 2012 or whatever they said, you were going to be required to have a doctor to continue to write your prescriptions. I was like, ain't nobody trying to go back to school after you done been in school. But one of the girls turned around and said, Dr. Deedy, because everybody knew that I was going on to nurse practitioner school. Y'all, 2 years before I even graduated, I had a play mom. Shout out Jennifer Featherston, my homeboy. Shout out Robert Mills. They were like, you're going to medical school, you're going to medical school, you should go to medical school to become a physician, like all of the things. Even the physicians that I worked with at this long time job that I had working with kids, they just believed in me so much, y'all. They saw more in me than what I saw in myself. So that's exactly what happened. They encouraged me to the point to where I started thinking, I'm going to go to medical school. So after graduation, y'all, I visited Utah to visit a medical school there. I also just started chiming around online and just kind of figured out, but them bills was billing. They was like this much money and things like that. Y'all, I own my house, or I had mortgaged my house my family was living in, and I was just like, I'm not about to lose everything trying to go to medical school. What could I do? My homeboys sent me information about international medical schools, and y'all, that's how my life got started in this physician world. So I applied, I got accepted, and I transitioned to medical school in St. Lucia, 16 months out there, y'all. I did my basic core sciences, and then after we were done, I transitioned back to Atlanta. And Atlanta, I did all of my rotations, y'all. And when I tell you pillar to post, and it was like chiming up coins, because what I would do is I would go back to Alaska because this long-term job that I had was just, man, such foundational for my funding for medical school. So I would go up there and work like a wildebeest for 6 months, y'all. 6 days a week. I'm talking about 14, 16-hour days. As much as I could, I would save up, as much money as I possibly can, sometimes $25,000, $30,000, only to give it to school so that I can continue my education. So that's what I did in order to finish up medical school. It took me so many different places, you guys. It took me to Chicago. It took me to Phoenix, Arizona, in Atlanta. All of these places that has expanded just my understanding of just how cool and amazing other people, all cultures are. It's just a lot for us to talk about. Anyway, I get through that, you guys, and there was some fails along the way. There was some wins along the way. There was a lot of tears, a lot of crawling and clawing, but there was some wins. And the win got me into residency in Selma, Alabama, and that's a whole nother story. But it was one of the blessings that I must say that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my world, because getting into that residency program and going through the things that I did go through has made me a champion in life, okay? We will talk about it. Has made me a champion. I know that I'm a champion because of what I experienced, but also just it made me very aware of just how fortunate I was to be a Black female physician. And just doing it in an excellent kind of way. So after I've done with my residency, you guys, I came back to Georgia, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm a nocturnist in South Georgia. I enjoy my job. I enjoy the people I work with, but also I enjoy that I'm still teaching, I'm still encouraging, but most of all, I'm still mentoring, you guys, which I think is a phenomenal way for us to give back. So I'm a part of different programs and different things that are helping even young physicians grow. I've gotten so many questions about my unorthodox way of getting to this MD. Nurse practitioners are transitioning into the physician world. There's even just nurses just saying, man, I want to finish my nurse practitioner, and they're doing it. They call me up and they say, Deedy, you were so inspiring. Like, thank you so much for being so encouraging. Even through your road, you encouraged me in my road. So that's what it is, you guys. That's my introduction. I am just a young girl from small beginnings, with some parents who loved me, and some friends and family that encouraged me, and some people that didn't believe in me, and some people that put me down when they should have kept pushing me up. But all of these things have allowed me to be me. And I've watched people on social media just go to the highest heights, and I've watched other people like, okay, don't go that way, and just teaching and everything else. And I said, it's time for me to give back. It's time for me to show my gift, but it's also time for me to hold the hand of a younger generation that's transitioning through what they feel is life. And maybe it's grim, maybe it's happy, but maybe it's difficult, and definitely maybe it's just not reassuring. And that's what I want to do. I want to help you say, if she can do it, I definitely can do it. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but I'm so excited. Listen, check out this virtual magazine. This is just my introduction, just let you know that I've climbed some hills. I've definitely, man, gotten to the top of some mountains. But if you know a mountain, there's always valleys in between. And I want to talk about those too, because you can still succeed no matter how low lows get and no matter how high highs get. You can succeed through it all, you guys. I promise you that. But listen, this is Dr. Deedy B, your Elite MD, winners win, and I am winning. Listen, we're going to win together. Come listen to these videos. You'll meet my husband, you'll meet my dog, you'll meet my sweet family. Listen, you'll hear about all of the things that have created a platform for me to be who I am. But just one thing I want you to know is that there are going to be more people on here who we want to elevate, that we want to touch lives, we want to give out gifts and scholarship. There's just going to be some great and amazing things. So just stay tuned, okay? The Elite MD. I am Dr. Deedy B. Listen, we're winning. Come win with us.